Boom.
Boom up in his thing.
Thangity thang.
Up in there.
Welcome in, everybody.
Happy Wednesday. It's the week.
Yes. Woo! It is the last Converse with the Mamas for the month of January.
And January just flew by. Like,
flew. Where's my spread here?
How does this even happen?
I gotta tilt you guys down. So it's mukbang and money.
Money, baby, money. Let me see. No, I mean, do it.
With the thumbnail?
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
Wait.
Yeah. Yes. Can you tell we're content creators? Doing the most.
The at most.
So shout out to
Wednesday. Is good though.
Look at your setup. I need like this whoop, dropping stuff. You can tell I don't be doing this often. I need the setup like how Eat and Hilda DC and all of them. Official Jamia. They be having it like right there in your face.
Yeah, right up in there. Be like, ooh.
Like, wow. They must have
wait a minute. You're supposed to get him the first bite.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, baby. Look at that mushroom.
Want some cabbage? Yes.
Hey. These mushrooms so good. I have some liquid aminos, coconut liquid aminos.
What?
Yeah, I don't put on.
What is it? I don't even like mushrooms, so
that
tastes good because
they are so good.
I can't dig in. Okay, Tay Eat said, "Wait, what we doing?"
Yeah, wait a minute. Up in here.
Hey, everybody! Welcome to the midweek mashup.
And I just didn't realize that sweet potatoes were sweet enough to. I did a haul, and they was like, "You don't need no butter on." I was like, "You don't? I always put butter on my sweet potatoes." I'm like, no. And ever since then, no butter on the sweet potatoes. Get some. Give me some. Get some. Look at that. I just put a little salt.
That looks good.
And cinnamon. I
was gonna say a little bit of. You probably don't need any added sugar, so cinnamon is good. Maybe even like syrup. Ooh, hey, food, makeup, and skin, Laura. How you doing? Savage.
Ooh, that's who I got the liquid aminos from. It's Slim Jim Longfoot.
Oh,
I didn't even know about. I mean, I had heard about liquid aminos, but I was like, Now I put liquid aminos on everything. Amino acids are so healthy, are good for them. And then I got a little runny egg.
Oh, for the protein.
Yes.
Shout out to Savage Nation. Oh, I don't have it on today, but I got Busy Mama.
Yeah, represent. That's my spinach.
Spinach? I like to put spinach in my spaghetti.
Yes.
And
me too.
You know, it wilts down just enough so you don't even notice it. BKNY, Praying Couple Cooking Series. Yes. I was in the chat, but, you know, I was working and lurking. Edward, shout out to the members. King Morgan, Celestial, who else? Panama City, Patty's Southern Kitchen. She was cooking up breakfast casserole this morning. I was like,
Okay.
And the pot that she had in the background.
I know. And then you laid that cheese on there. I was like, oh, I'm trying to lay out the dairy. I
love cheese.
Oh, it looks so good.
Who else do we have here? Tay Eats. Arise, shine within.
Tay Eats. Hey.
I know you heard about her. I've been I know. I seen you earlier, BKNY. Okay. Now you're hungry. And I have tuna over here. I know it's not really the best combination, but this is my protein. And I got some crackers. Slim Jim.
I'm about to everybody.
Let me see. Who else is in here? Legendary Beauty, thank you for coming in. JMJ with the
Hey, Bonnie.
Oh, Slim Jim said, looking forward to drawing y'all.
Yeah, I know we going back to back.
Yeah.
Hey.
Oh wow. Okay, so we got, what did I say? Money and mukbang.
Let's talk about this money.
Let's get this money. Wasn't that a song? Hey, money. Real talk. Liquid aminos. Gotta talk about it. Yes, I gotta look into that. I love spinach. Yes. Who else is in here? I'm still scrolling. I'm sorry. We had quite the intro. Thanks for sharing. Right. Cheese. Yeah, but it's not healthy. I know. You know. Hey, Von D Gaming. What's up? Tamika. Hey. When you hear your name, you're like, hey, I'm here. What's up? You be thinking it's Friday and it's only Wednesday. Hey, Tim. Oh, DJ Ron the Mechanic. Hey. Okay, so budgeting, saving, banking, money, and mukbang. So if you haven't eaten, you know, what's on your dinner plate today? What's on our noggins or our minds? Get that money, mukbang, minds. Is how to save, how to budget, how to get that bank account right. Okay?
That part.
You can't put nothing in nothing. Okay? So we need bank accounts. Hey, boss lady. Freckled and frugal. What's up? Thanks for coming in, guys. So if you've never been here, I always say that. Shout out to the replay gang. But if you've never been here and you missed any of the Converse with Mamas, go check out the whole playlist.
That whole playlist.
It's on my channel. It's on Frugal Mama's channel. Go check it out. It's really awesome. You know, you could listen and drive and chime in the comment section. We have viewers pick about on rotation every 5 weeks. So we're interested in your ideas. But today was another viewer's pick. However, it's on our minds. So banking. You got thoughts on banking?
You know, I got thoughts on everything. I got a thought on a thought. Okay. I got thoughts on top of thoughts. Okay.
Thoughts on thoughts. Not thoughts.
Thoughts on top of thoughts. Okay. So my thing is, before we pay any bills, we put some to the side for ourselves. You know how they say you got to give your 10%. Start with that. Give after. You know, I don't know if y'all believe in paying tithes and all that. Put that 10, the same 10% that you put on tithes or whatever else, put it on yourself, and then pay everything else. I'm telling you, these electricity come. They ain't worried about something. You just call them and say, "Hey, I need to put something on it." As long as you keep them going, just like the IRS. As long as you keep paying them, they ain't gonna turn that knob and you don't get too far, whatever. But pay yourself first because you just never know. But anyway, going into banking. Okay. I mean, like there are so many banks out there. If you lose your some people don't have bank accounts because they say they have no money. Well, you never gonna have no money if you ain't ready to get no money. Stay ready so you ain't gotta get ready. Somebody say, hey, I got this check for you. Then you gotta go to the check cashing place, and the check cashing place gonna take 1% of your money. So why would you do that? Get you a bank account that you can go to. You know, it's online banks everywhere. That's cool. That's good. But you really want to get a bank that you can go to. So if you get a physical check, you can walk in there, deposit your money. Or when you have an account, you can say, hey, I need to cash this, and they can give you money back too. Now, some of them say if it's not from their bank, they will take 1%. So that's when you just deposit it. Boom. Now, I personally like credit unions, because then you basically you part owner of the bank per se. You know what I'm saying? And so that's I have credit union and regular banks credit card. So good to get your repertoire up. But first down, get you a bank that you can physically walk in and hand somebody a check. Because what if you get I be applying for these class action suits because I know, like this one that I need to sign up for right now, and this is acetaminophen. I know I took acetaminophen when I was pregnant. Okay, so therefore does that. I might get a check. I just got a check. I'm telling y'all, I just got a check from some class action. It was $5. I don't care how much it is. I don't care if it's pennies. I'm about to get my shmoney. And if I didn't have a physical bank to walk into, they do have where you can take a picture of the checks now and then it deposits it. Me personally, I'm old school. I just like deposit. I like to see it go into the ATM or somebody's hands, and I know that it's, everything is copacetic. I don't like to have. I've been trying to deposit the same check 5 times. I still got it. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna hold on to it till I see deposited. You know what I'm saying? I need to see not processing, but I need to see a date and time next to it on the bank. And check your bank accounts. I ain't trying to say check them every day like I do, but check them regularly because people out there doing some strange things for some change. Okay. But anyway, that's my thoughts on banks. You can have one that is strictly online, but get one that you can walk into. And if you don't know, like if you can't get a bank account, figure out why you can't and get it solved. So you can have credibility, because once you lose the credibility, that's all you really have right there. You clear out check systems, whatever. You're like, oh, you cashed it? Because this happened to me, and I ain't even never wrote no bag check. It was like, I went to Kroger, Walmart. I had a check because I had left my debit card, and I tried to slide my check, and they said it was something on check system. I said, oh, no, honey. I ain't never wrote no bad check. So I had to it was a long process. But at least my name is cleared now that I don't have no issue. I said, oh no.
It's crazy.
Okay, but anyway, go ahead. I done went on a whole tangent about checks.
Oh, that is fine. Mm-hmm. No, to piggyback off of the checking, a lot of bank accounts are offering zero money in the bank. You don't need to have $1 or $10 or whatever, as long as you open up a savings along with it. Now, you may never even use that savings. I recommend having both of them just in case. I also recommend having multiple bank accounts. But sometimes they give you offers if you open up a checking and a savings. So they'll give you, like, I know Chase gives, listen, I got it right here. Hold on a second. Chase Bank, which is a physical bank in Florida. I never seen a Chase Bank in Connecticut. Maybe Danbury, somewhere close to New York. Maybe, because that's where the money goes, to New York. Okay. So this one right here, as a new Chase checking customer, enjoy $225. So Chase is giving you money. So bring this certificate or scan the QR code. Okay, let me give you that. That's my tidbit for you guys. Hey, Precious, TWC. Anybody I missed that just came in?
I miss Emily.
Okay, so take advantage of the Chase mobile app as well, so you can manage your account, deposit checks, transfer money. But you get $225 bonus when you open a Chase total checking account and set up direct deposit. So that's what I mean. There's usually something that they want you to do. So either it's open a savings with them or open up direct deposit, which is super simple, guys. It's super simple. The bank just wants to make sure that they are getting cash flow too, So they want revolving dollars coming in and out of their bank. All right. So the best way to do it with Chase is you could just give them a call, or you can open up a Chase app, right? And you can schedule an appointment if there's a Chase near you. If not, go to Bank of America. They do it right there on the spot usually, or you can call and make an appointment. Same thing. They're offering deals for just opening a checking account. And the reasons, like Frugal Mama said, for opening a checking account is so that you don't have to pay that fee at the check cashing place. I know we have Amscot, we got Western, what is that? Western Union? Is it Western Union or Walmart or whatever? Yeah. Usually there's a fee associated with it, right? You can save some coins. Why are you just giving away your money to cash a check? All right. Nowadays, you don't even have to.
Celeste just said, make sure you do check the fine print, because they'd be like, well, it's nothing for this amount of time, or there's zero, and you don't have to pay monthly fees if you keep this amount of money in your account. So you, whatever that amount is, you just say, okay, let's say you it says you have to keep $200. Just don't even act like that exists. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When you do your budget, just act like that $200 doesn't exist, because you have to keep that in there to keep from paying fees. Don't pay fees, y'all.
Overdraft fees, even your money,
monthly fees, none of them fees, baby. Don't do that. Avoid fees. I'm sorry, I interrupted, but I had to talk about
that. That's okay. But alongside with that, just ask what type of checking. Say you don't qualify for that 225, right? Say you don't qualify for that 225 because the contingency is that you need to have $500 or whatever it is. Ask them. They have several different checking account options. So it's not just that one. Maybe you just want to set up direct deposit. They can lead you in the right direction. Okay. These are financial institutions. Their money is ever exchanging. Their business is money. So they want the customers, right? They'll go out of business if nobody opens up a bank account. They also have high school. I know Chase, for example, has high schooler checking account, which I've been delaying, but that's great for high schoolers to learn the economics and how to balance a budget and how to cash checks, because when they get to high school and they decide they want to cash their checks, they have a place for it. They even have for younger kids who, maybe don't need a checking account, but need an account. There's just regular savings accounts. Family members will send money. They don't know who to send it to, blah, blah, blah. So what do you need to open up a bank account? Because you definitely don't want to go in there looking crazy, You need a social security number for sure. An initial deposit amount. Usually 200 is good enough. If you don't have 200, like I said, ask for other options. Evidence of physical and mailing address. Sometimes those are different. And a proper identification. So a driver's license is usually it. But if you have a passport, like we've talked about in the past, passports always trump any driver's license. Because that is a federal government issued identification. Okay, so I suggest setting up an appointment so that you're not just waiting around on a walk-in. You see, a government issued ID such as driver's license, passport, or military ID. I forgot about that. Good idea. Military will definitely go over a driver's license too. Credit unions, that's what Frugal Mama said. That's a great option. A lot of times they have better banking percentages as far as if you wanted to get a mortgage, if you wanted to get a car loan, if you just wanted to get a personal loan, they have better advantages because they don't have to borrow money from, big banks. And it's local, so you're supporting, your local credit union. Just make sure that any banking industry that you use is FDIC, which we talked about in the quiz thing, which is federally insured. You can open online checking accounts. It's just difficult if you need a physical bank. Is that making any sense? You can open online accounts, but if you don't have a physical bank to actually walk in case of an emergency or whatever, it might not be helpful.
And when you have a physical bank to walk in, you can establish relationships with the bank manager, bank employees and stuff like that. Because when I go in there, it's a whole vibe, it's like they be like, hey, then I got ready to, get a car loan or whatever. They was like, they didn't do no special favors, but they were more, personable. And they was like, well, what about this? And this is this, and this is, you may want to wait to this amount, because they might know when when the rate's about to change. I don't know. It might be insider trading or something. I don't know. But I don't know if that's considered insider information or whatever, but keep maintaining those relationships too. You know what I mean? So, and then like they may be like, be able to tell you, hey, because like with Navy Federal, they have some great rates on certificates of deposit. And certificate of deposit basically saying we're gonna hold your money for 3 years, but you get a higher 5 years, 10 years, whatever, but you get a higher APR or interest rate on it instead of just like a checking account that's barely 1%. So I mean, our savings account that's barely anything, you know what I mean? So and then you have a depending on how much money you have in there, you can have access to personal bankers, you know. So if you interested in stock, but we're talking about basic accounts right now, checking, savings, that type of deal. But I love the certificate of deposit because if you you know, you kind of heavy on the spending like most people are, it just allows you to keep your money safe, and you know it's like it doesn't exist, you know, because you don't have, well, you can take the money out, but then you get a penalty, another, what Judge what's the name used to say, stupid tax. Okay, but anyway, go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, I'm just scrolling, showing some options for online accounts. If you find better rates than this, I would take it. Like a credit union would probably have a lower savings percentage than this 3.4. Usually they're in the 2s. The last time I checked. I keep going back to that other screen and it's delayed. Okay, so there's related articles on here, and this is thebalancemoney.com. So it's not, you know, Wikipedia or anything. Here's a best no fee checking accounts, like we were talking. There you go. Allie has a interest checking account, bank interest, Discover Bank, Schwab, Chase, like I just said, Chase, and that was the one that I showed you, which is the Chase Total Checking.
I just got Chase too.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's Chase right there. That's Chase Business for the LLC.
Yeah, yeah, and they have different levels. That's what I'm saying. So like, I don't know what the base level is for a checking account, but I'm sure they have it. Anyway, they give you $225. So if you didn't scan that QR code, go ahead. I don't know what you're waiting for. You should ask them too. This is a best credit union is NASA FCU. Let me see. And this is just going into, this is not sponsored by any of these banks. However, you know, if they want to,
that part,
they can reach out. Hey, James, guy, thanks for coming in. So there are options out there. I don't think in this time and day and age that there are any excuses for not having a checking account at this point, whether it's online or it's a physical bank.
Even if you don't have income, go ahead and have things in alignment, because you have to put things in place for the universe, God, your creator, whoever, to be able to manifest into. If you saying, I don't even have no checking because I'm just broke, whatever the case may be, that's how you're gonna stay. Okay, you can be picking up cans and be like, man, I just got $50, $10. Where you gonna put it? What's gonna end up happening? You're not gonna put it anywhere, and you're gonna spend it. Okay. You're not gonna have nothing from nothing leaves nothing. Okay. So yeah, get it out in place and then create a budget. Let me show y'all. Okay, watch you continue. I'm gonna start writing up something down. Look at this dog, like he is just killer Mike or something. Hold on.
All right, so we're gonna go to Nerd Wallet on how to make a budget. Sorry for the chewing. Good point, Celestial. Don't fall into the trap of the payday loans or those quick money loans. The interest is not even worth it. Just don't do it. You got to find another way. It's a bad thing. Let me see. So budgeting. I know she went to go get her paper. Budgeting and banking go alongside of each other, okay? You're gonna talk about budgeting?
No, yeah, I definitely am. But you can go ahead and get started.
Okay.
Because I'm just gonna do a simple, basic budget. But you want to talk about it first, and what I'm.
Yeah. So you mentioned give yourself a percentage. Usually it's 10%. Do that first. That's not even in the equation of the budget because you got to pay yourself. You don't want to be taxing yourself and all these other things that have to go in there. Give yourself your money first, and then you need to get a round figure, I would say, not in 75 cents. A round figure, something that can easily be rounded up. So like 700 if that's your budget, or 350 if that's your budget on all the needs for the month. And then there's different rules and methods, but Frugal Mama is going to go into how to make a simple budget. Understanding taxes. So taxes is different per state, but you generally know that if you're getting a regular paycheck and you have health insurance, all 401k, all that stuff is pre-taxed. So they take it out and then they tax that income. Wouldn't we all love to get our gross, income, like what we actually are supposed to be getting? And if you're not familiar with how to make a budget, we can actually send you over just a simple budgeting sheet. If anybody requests that, just shout us out on IG. That's really easy to do. It's not. I don't know who that was. I'm sorry. I'm getting all kinds of text messaging. You guys need to be aware. Okay, while I'm talking about banking and she's about to do budgeting, the banking schemes that are going on now is that they send you a text message or they send you an email saying your account is delinquent, or you gotta put more money in your bank account, or there was an overdraft fee, blah, blah, blah. Those are all scams. Your bank is never going to send you a text message unless you requested it, or you're on the phone with a banking agent and they say, I'm going to send you this code, yada, 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 yada. Okay? Do not respond. Do not open. If you just see the title on your email or the text message that comes through that says your bank account has been delinquent, blah, 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 please open the link. Just delete it. Okay? If it's a real email or a real urgency, they will ping you on your actual app if you set up your notifications and text message alerts. Do not respond. The minute you open an email or open a text message on any of those scams, they've already gained access to some of your information, and it only takes seconds for hackers to get personal information. Because all they really need is your birthday and the last four. But I feel sorry for older people. These texts are overwhelmed. Yeah, they come frequently. And if it's a number that you do not know, I don't care what it says. I don't care who it's from. If they really want to contact you, they will call you from a non-scammed number, And if you ever have any doubts, and let's say you get on the phone with one of these people and they're like telling you, oh, your bank account is overdraft or whatever. We need money now. Mm-hmm. Hey, we lavish. To ask them where they're calling from, and you call back that establishment. You don't give them any information over the phone.
That's right. Don't click on no emails, no text message, none of that. Pick up the phone, call them, and see what's up.
Yep. Oh, I know. There's usually a letter or a number off in that title on the email. I've seen them. Mm-hmm. It's crazy.
And then sometimes they have multiple people. They send in an email. I got one of them. This is so because I always Tam talking about scams in the what's name. They talking about we saw your video and we would like for you to demonstrate whatever, review our product. Click on this link. I'm not clicking on that. This is sent to me and 49 other people.
Right.
Really? I'm checking all of this. Stop playing with me.
Yeah.
Why would you, if you was really interested in me reviewing your product, you wouldn't be sending to me and 5 different people, 49 other people. Nah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No worries. Yeah, I mean, they're just cycling through. There's Medicare fraud out there. There's Medicaid fraud. There's all kinds of fraud where they're just, all they need is 2 seconds of your time. Really. But if it's a real deal, McCoy, then they will call you from an established number, your local bank or whatever. Oh, sir, we need to have you come in, set up an appointment. And you say, all right, I'll call you back.
Mm-hmm.
And you find out. So we're gonna basically talk about a simple budget, not anything extravagant. If you got a car payment, add that in. If you have gas instead of electricity and or both, put that in. Or oil. A lot of people have oil. Put that in. Side note, I know you mentioned this earlier about the electricity, but reach out to your oil company, your gas company, especially in the winter months. And if you are in a winterized area, New England and so forth, call them, establish a plan. A lot of times the gas company or the electrical company will come up with a proposed matching program. It's really good, especially I know in Connecticut there was a matching program. So let's say you can only afford $200 a month for the winter. They will match that for you. And then if there's any extras, then you guys can discuss that after. All the accessory stuff, toiletries, haircuts, beauty stuff, I would add that later. Focus on your basic needs like heat, hot water, place to live, food, gas in your car. That's my assumption. Nerdy tip here. If you find your budget is way out of whack, look closely at those items you've classified as needs and consider negotiating, refinancing, or downgrading.
Mm-hmm. That's what we have done with all of like the subscriptions and all that kind of stuff. It is so easy to like rack them up real quick. Like, like sometimes we had like 4 different what are the streaming services?
Yeah. Oh, Netflix, Hulu, all them. You don't even need that. Also, that's another tip too. Budgeting and saving money. Call your plant. Like if you have Spectrum, who's it? Comcast, any of the cable TVs, they usually change plans every so often. Same thing with your cell phone. See if you can downgrade. See if you can take a break. Was it Frontier? See if you could take a break for a little while off of the streaming services.
But and you know what? People are probably like, why are you talking about this? First of all, it was a viewer's choice. But second of all, a lot of people may be 20, 30, 40, 50 years old, but never have created a budget. That's okay. Bill come in, I pay it. Bill, I know rent due on the 1st. I'm gonna pay it on the 1st. I'm gonna pay it on the 15th, whenever, based on that. But when you look at your expenses, and then you write down everything that you spend money on, you'll be very surprised at what you're spending and how you're spending and what you're spending it on. And when you lay everything out, I just sent you another great copy. Great example of a budget type, a personal budget that I like to use, because it says stuff like, okay, your rent, your mortgage, your phone bill, your electricity, gas, water, sewer, cable, waste removal, maintenance, repairs. You have to think about that. If something happened, then you have to go and get some kind of loan, a personal loan, a payday loan, or whatever. Putting that to the side. You budget to save that money. To save that money. Other supplies like cleaning supplies, landscaping supplies. If you live in the house, you budget to save that money. What about It says DVDs, CDs. If you know, some people, you know, I see about those kind of things. Movies, concerts, sporting events, live theater. If you already know these things, you can project and budget for them instead of on a whim. Oh, let's go. Da, da, da. You can still have that whim of a thing too, but budget for it. So it is more manageable. Life is more manageable. You're less stressed when you worried about finances. Like some people, I'm telling you, I've been watching a lot of van life stuff. People we do not prepare well for retirement. And we do not prepare. We like, okay, I'm gonna have to work till I'm 65 years old. And then they say like I think within like 10 years or something, within 5 or 10 years, most people don't even make it after retirement. That's sad because most people stressed out over finances. You got car payments or your bus or your taxi fees, insurance, any type of licenses that you have to maintain, fuel, maintenance, car maintenance, loans, personal loans, student loans, credit cards, personal loans, all of your insurance. Once you leave the job, I was hearing Sweet Bree talk about this. Once you leave your job, if you are not Medicare, Medicaid age, whichever one it is, you have to pay for your medical insurance or have none, you know. And every time something come up, you go to the county hospital. Your taxes, especially if you're an entrepreneur, so you have to set that money aside to pay taxes. If you make over, I think $600, you got to pay taxes on your income. Content creators, knock knock. You're gonna have to pay money on this insurance. I mean, on this money that you're making. If you make it over $600 or whatever it is, to get you a tax professional. But allocate money for food and dining out. Most people are going to dine out once a month, once a quarter, once a year, whatever. Budget for those things. Retirement, investment, budget for those things. For your pets, he got to have shots in what is it, flea and tick protection. I don't just pick that stuff up at the store. I budget for it. I budget for it. Everything. How much you're going to give to charity? You know, any type of alimony, child support, attorney fees. You may say, okay, I want to do an adoption in 2 years. You can already be putting that money to the side and because everything costs. So project dry cleaning. You may have a couple of suits and you can make them suits look like brand new. Just get them dry cleaned once or twice a year. Life is not easy, but then when you prepare for it, it's a lot easier. And that I like the way this budget is laid out, because we're like, man, I've been spending it. This health club has been on my budget, but I don't even go. I can eliminate that. It lays it all out. You lay down, you put in everything that you project, and then you also kind of go by and say, okay, well, what else did I spend? That's why I started keeping receipts. Okay, man, I spent $3 on a coffee. I could have got a coffee for 2 weeks with that $3, you know? But you got to indulge sometimes. I ain't trying to live,
Listen, I'm gonna enjoy my coffee when I can.
Yeah.
You know.
But I don't drink it out every day now. That like I used to. I started looking at $5 here, $5 for 30 days or 20 days. $5, 5 times 20 is how much?
100.
That's $100.
125. What?
Oh, wait a minute. I just left it up to you to go ahead. I went on with you. I was trusting you like a CNI dog. Okay.
Wait a minute. Anyway, disregard that. I think I told you guys the math is, I don't do it. 525 a year on 5 cups of coffee. What? Yes.
Look at that.
Wow. 5 cups.
And I can buy a $10 bag of organic coffee and it'll last me the whole month.
Listen, I don't really eat out. So that's not my kryptonite, but I know some people enjoy the whole experience. Pre-pandemic, I didn't enjoy the experience, and even less now. Not to say that we don't go out to eat, but it's very few and far between. And you guys have seen coffee on this channel. We have about 5 coffee machines, so there's really no excuse. And the most I spend on the Nespresso, that's the one I use the most, is about $1.10 on each pod. So
and I'm not saying don't go out to eat, don't go get your fancy coffees and all that stuff. I'm just saying budget for it.
Yeah. I don't really leave the house, so that helps.
That helps out a lot.
Who leave the house, here's my tip. Get up a little earlier, okay? So that you have time to make your coffee the way you like your coffee. Because typically, like when I do work at the hospital, that's the time that I'll pick up Starbucks. Because I'm like, oh, I'm out the house. You know how much money I've saved by working from home? I'm home. I don't put gas in my car as often. The only place I go is really to drop off Lucas at school. Other than that, I bring my tail right back home. Okay. So there's no me spending money every day to eat out. But when you work in the office, oh my gosh, it's like ding, ding, ding on your way. You're like, oh, there's a Wawa. Oh, there's Starbucks. Oh, there's, you just find a reason to stop there. So don't do that.
But I'm not gonna even lie. I used to do that. I drop the kids off and I stop at McDonald's every 5 days a week. Give me a oatmeal and a coffee and a large water with extra ice. And that was like still $7 right there. Like, what in the world? And I passed right on by. Now I started looking at the money, looking at every dime now. Yeah. And then when you do save on certain things, then you can allocate that to other areas. That's $7 a day, 20 days. Like 20 days. How much is that? A lot.
You better stop asking me these math questions.
$140 a month. Okay, so then we wonder why you can't take trips, you can't go out. You know what I'm saying? Then there you go. You just down the drain when you can buy a whole thing of oatmeal and then oatmeal and a coffee, and you had that. So when you start looking at the physical money and allocating money toward different things.
Oh, McDonald's I love McDonald's coffee. First of all, and it's usually $1. If you don't have the McDonald's app, it's $1 on the app, so you save there. But see, this is only when I leave the house. So like I ask for caramel in my coffee and like 6 creams, 6 sugars to kind of like even it out. But I've had Woman Outdoors. I have had some bad burnt coffee from McDonald's. But it's decent. I'll say it's $1. You get what you get, or you make your own. Really,
that caramel macchiato is not bad, man. It's good to me. It is good to me.
Yeah, the caramel frappe is pretty good too. I grind my own beans too.
I would drink it. I would drink that black coffee too. I don't care. I drink black coffee. I was looking at something. They say you learn to drink coffee black because you never know if you're gonna have cream sugar available. If you really like coffee, then you'll just go ahead with black. Otherwise, if you really don't like black coffee, do you really like coffee?
No.
Come on, be true with it.
Apparently not, because I'll just pass. But I love water more than anything else. I refill this thing about 5 times a day. I don't know how much this is, but this is Starbucks. And I get these for free, okay? I get it for free because I have the Starbucks app. So when I use my, like when I buy stuff, you get points. So I save all my points, and I have like 5 of these. So I've cashed it in. And again, I don't go out that often. So if I want pizza, I have made pizza myself. Chinese food is like, again, Blue Moon. I think I said this the other day the other day. Not the healthiest food, right? But you got to make a way. So you got to don't cut out stuff all at once. That's another thing. You make a list of your needs and wants, and then you will see, where you're spending your money way too much. If it's coffee, because we have a lot of coffee lovers, that is probably the best investment, is getting a high quality coffee machine. Okay. Keurig is nice, but if you really love coffee, the more expensive machines are going to give you that same quality that you get at Starbucks. Hey, oh, Daniel Silva's back. But I'd say by making your wants and needs, like that, tracking your spending was showing up there. Allocate for pets, allocate for kids, allocate for beauty. I said beauty, right? Hair, nails, barber.
Yeah, you gotta take care of those things.
I mean, I don't go to the beauty salon as often as most people. Some people go every week. I don't even get my nails painted or done. I do my toenails. That is my one thing. But whatever your thing is, make sure you're listing it in a priority. Like I gotta have my hair done over my toes, or or maybe you switch off. Like this month I go get my hair and my nails done. Next month I don't. I don't know. You gotta cut something, because that is a want and not a need, unfortunately.
You had a breakdown there, 50%, 50 something.
It was something. 50, 30, and 20. So, hey, Don Easy, ideally 50% of your budget is going to your needs. So your shelter, your water, your food, your electricity, your insurance, health, life insurance. Those things are needs, okay? Because without them, you can't do much of anything else. So that's why 50% of your budget, not 50% of your income, 50% of your budget, whatever that might be. There are people who receive child support. There's people who receive alimony. So you have to make those things the priority. That's the 50%. And that's being really low ball, because right now, I would say that rent is probably at 80%. Rent or mortgage.
And now, you know what? I stopped, like, with the way somebody talking about burgers. Daniel talking about burgers. Every now and then I like crave like a Burger King burger because of the char grill, but on a regular basis I'm like, no, it has to be something that I know is real beef, because that other stuff, sorry, I'm not gonna get no sponsors. I do not like
me neither
much of anything. They got, well, I think one real something that resembles something real.
I don't think any of that is real meat, but
I don't know. I have no idea. When you don't know, if you sit that meat out in a couple of days, maggots not attacking it on the sidewalk, then I don't think you should be fooling them with that stuff. But nonetheless,
BKNY said, Busy Mama, it should be more like 50, 20, 10, 10, 50 for needs, 20 for savings, 10 for debt. I'm sorry. And giving, charity, etc. 10 for wants.
That's a good breakdown, BKNY.
Yeah. I mean, figure it out how you want, but the 50% has to stay there. Okay. The 50% are the needs. So you gotta keep that part. Everything else after that becomes a want. Like we tell our kids, you want that. You don't need it, because they translate everything. And I need McDonald's. Can I please? I'm like, really? You don't need nothing from McDonald's. And when I grew up, it was a treat. Okay, there wasn't a McDonald's on every doggone corner anyway back in the day. But now it's a tool. It's a thing that catches your eye, catches the kids' eyes now, and it's open 24 hours. So there's no real reason you can't stop. Let me see what else. Banking, budgeting, saving. So opening an account is number one, right? I think we had a challenge that we were going to do for banking. We never ate out. I know, as kids, right? Because we had good food.
Mm-hmm.
Or somebody, made some good food. Um, Having an emergency account, a lot of people, let's be honest, cannot afford to have an emergency account, which in the days right now that it's high inflation, everything costs way more than it should be. You got to think about that though. Even if it's $5 that you put in there, it's something. Okay.
Yeah, I'm telling you, if you have like a plumbing emergency or an air conditioning emergency, because I done had both of those in separate times, and Lord have mercy, it's just like if you do not have that emergency fund, it can be crippling. Crippling. And that's what I'm saying. Like if you single, no job, single, no kids, have a couple of jobs, and with one just go just to saving instead of saying, oh, I got more money, I got more money to spend. But
who are these people? Oh God, they're so distracting. So if you haven't learned anything, I think the first thing out of these banking and budgeting episodes that we do is really to encourage everybody to start somewhere, and opening up a savings or a checking account and or both is an ideal place to start. Like one foot in front of the other, one thing at a time. Don't try to do all of it at the same time, but do take advantage of a lot of these accounts that are out there. So that you have something established, because 9.5 times out of 10, if you're carrying cash, you're probably spending it, because it's hard to keep it in the wallet, and please don't give if you don't have anything to give, because it's times are hard, and I understand we want to be charitable, but really you have to preserve what you have first. And of course, if you have extras to give, then you can donate, you can be charitable, but you want to make sure your 50% or 50% of your budget is going into your needs first. That's my takeaway.
Yeah. And then if you can get your needs to less than that, then that's even better. Shoot. Like, oh man, let me see. What's a way you can do it? You may have somebody who got a free room. You single, no kids.
Hey, you better Airbnb it.
But let's all things bearing. Let's say you have a reasonable income, which is whatever is reasonable to you, and you have disposable income. Most of us, especially in America, do not have disposable income, because otherwise we would be investing more. And it has been shown that most of us do not invest. That means over 10,000 of your dollars is going into stocks, bonds, whatever, money market, whatever kind of things. And so if you don't have that, they're like, you're not an investor. But most of us can go buy $100,000 house, fix it up, and then put $50,000 into it and sell it for $200,000. That's an investor. So therefore, most of us are just maintaining. We are, basically paycheck to paycheck. Even if you're not paycheck to paycheck, you paycheck to paycheck.
Yep.
So with that being said, we really don't have disposable income. So your disposable income, we should be figuring out ways to save it, to make it work for us.
Yeah.
We have some type of passive income. You got an extra car, rent it out.
Oh yeah, I forgot the name of the website, but they do that. It's like when you rent a car, people do. Oh, it's like rent out your lease or something. Like a lot of people are doing that, or not your lease, but like if you're financing or whatever, and you don't really need to use that car this month, you can do it in segments, weeks.
Yeah, look, something to look into. But like I said, I was doing my little budget over here, but you probably ain't gonna be able to see it. But basically, what you do is take we got 5 minutes. We have 5 minutes. Let's say you make $500 a week or $500 every 2 weeks or whatever the case may be. You take some of that for your rent, some of for your electricity, gas, food, car, whatever the case may be. You can put it down. Okay, it'd be $50 each. Okay, you got $50 for this. And then you'll say, okay, now I got $450 left. All right. And then you have $50 for electric. Okay, now I have $400 left. All right. Then you have gas. Okay, $50 for gas. I have $350 left. And then you have food. Okay, $50 for food. Okay, we got $300 left. Car, okay, $50. We have $250 left. And then you keep on keeping on. And
Yeah.
then don't spend outside of that. And if you do, you keep track. Okay. So actually for gas, I spent 55. So then the next month you adjust your budget accordingly. Yeah. Can you put it back to the other way? I can kind of see a little bit.
Yeah, because it was closer. There we go.
So then you put what you actually spent. Like, so for rent or whatever, for electric, let's say the electric was 45, then it was 55. Then the food you actually spent 65. And then the car, you say, I only put down 20 for that. So then you adjust basically how you actually live. You put your plan and then what you actually did, you know what I'm saying, as you do it. And then the next month you go by what you spent the previous month and actually budget to how you actually living.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I use Excel too. It'll do all the calculations for you. But if you're not into that, you get the old school
and in paper.
But you still go back and say, okay, this is what I projected, but this is what I actually spent.
Mm-hmm. And also take like your electric bill and use like the last 4 months, especially in the winter months, because they're typically higher in a lot of the colder areas. That's where most of the money gets spent. But in our southern states that use AC, it's like all year round. So you can actually average out a good number to how much you're using or consuming of your electric bill. Start turning stuff off. I work from home, so I need to turn off all these electronic devices that are connected all day long, and just shut them off. My concept is that if it's plugged in, it's using some sort of electricity. Okay. So charge your phone so it doesn't, die. Don't have it plugged in all night because it's still sitting on the charger. So there's still some juice there. Make sure you have backup battery packs for your cell phone. And
that's what mine is charging on right now. See?
Yep.
Got my little thing. Instead of having it whatever, this takes way less than then I unplug it. Once it get to 100%, let it go.
I like Google Sheets. Okay, that's good. Thank you for coming, Celestial. I appreciate you. So there's ways to definitely save a little.
And you know what? You mentioned take the average. Like some of the electricity companies, and I know gas companies, because mine is, it'll say, okay, and we're gonna average bill. So basically every month what your bill is going to be, because they average bill. Instead of saying, okay, it's gonna be $100 this month, 150, 200. Okay, your bill is 150 every month, because this is based on your usage. And then it takes sometimes, like if you got to have a new appointment, whatever, they have to new place, they're gonna say, okay, take 3 months and call us back in 3 months, or we'll call you back, and then it'll do the average billing, average thing. I know my contract with my electricity company was up, and they was like, well, we are coming up, whatever. And they said, okay, it's the wattage, whatever the thing per, is going up. So do you want to be locked in? And then you can say, this is how, based on your usage, this is how much you'll pay every month. I was like, I don't know. Let me call you back. I called, hurry up and call them back, because everything is. But and then the thing, I said, well, what if it go down? It's like, if it go down, then you don't be stuck at this rate. But I was like, they were like, well, do you really think it's gonna be going down? In other words,
But that's a good point. You can call
competitiveness.
Yep, you can call your electric company and negotiate some rates. I know in New England, because they outsource, Connecticut outsources to Florida, Massachusetts outsources to other states. You can call the electric company and see who they're outsourcing from and lock in a deal. Now, the only problem is if you lock in that deal or that rate per kilowatt hour, it may go down. So, hey, Ashes, thanks for coming in. You might be stuck at a higher wattage, but typically they don't go down, especially in the winter months. So that's another idea. Connecticut Light and Power, I know they don't exist. It's called something else, Eversource, I think. But they do outsource to other states. So you do and should call for the matching program for electrical and gas. Pay your oil ahead of time once there's a good deal, because you can lock in some good rates on oil, and they'll just supply you for like the next 3 months and you don't have to worry about it. But I know when I was in Connecticut, the gas prices are just absolutely ridiculous. So you want to try to lower by, okay, here's my tip for all New Englanders or people up north. Seal your windows with a plastic. You can find it at Home Depot and Walmart and Lowe's. Okay. You seal the window. It's like a plastic sheet, right? And it comes with double-sided sticky tape. So you line the outside perimeter of the window on the wall, put that sticky tape there, and then you get like the plastic cling, plastic sheet, right? And then you put it on this sticky tape. Then you get a blow dryer and you blow dry it, and it stretches, kind of like cling wrap, right? It stretches, so it traps in the air, so you don't get that draft coming in, because a lot of older homes up north have like this space that opens up in the winter. Anyway, that is a really good saving tip. I've done that for years when I lived in New England, and it works. Okay. I always try to leave one window just in case of an emergency, got to jump out the window or whatever. Escape plan. But that's one good way to save on your heating bill in the winter months. Try to keep your thermostat at a setting that's comfortable. So 75 is usually decent. Don't adjust it every 5 seconds or every other day. I know it gets crazy with the weather changing and all that, but when you make those adjustments, it clicks on, and every time it clicks on, it's pulling electricity and costing you more money. That's all I can think of. We talked like a whole spectrum of banking, budgeting, how to save money, opening accounts. We've talked about this before because it's super important, especially when money gets tight. Even when you have extra, you still need to have a budget. Even if you make more money and you got a side hustle or you got a third side hustle or whatever, that money should not be allocated as your monthly budget. That's extra. And that's what you're using it for, is extra. Some people out there have 3-4 jobs. I get it. I got 2. So, YouTube is not my income source. It helps, but it's not my income. I still got to hustle out here, I got to hustle for these dollars, So when I make extra, it's usually for something special, whatever I want to get done.
Yep. YouTube is like, basically everything goes back into YouTube at this particular moment. But like I say, I still allocate 1/4 to charity. And I was like, because I wasn't expecting that. And it's such a blessing. So I'm going to put that back into community charity. But if, like I say, when you expecting, you can get all this money from YouTube, like most people are not going to get that. You probably, if you don't have super chats or memberships, probably not going to get no check for several months, like maybe through 2, 3, 4 times a year, maybe. So yeah.
If you guys, and I put it in the chat, if you have any questions, comments, concerns about any of the topics that we talked about, please leave them in the comments when the live is over. Go back to, your notification and then just re-enter the live stream and leave a comment. It really does help. We do pay attention. I go back and read the comments on both of our channels. I don't care whose channel it's on. You know, I'm reading the comments because I want to know. But it's definitely important to understand how much money you are spending, wasting, and not utilizing appropriately.
And if you don't believe us, ask somebody who's retired. Ask someone if was it all that they were expecting, anticipating. Watch some of the homeless videos on YouTube. Watch some of the I'm 70 and I wasn't ready type of videos, or I am 70 and I was ready because of XYZs. Don't think about, okay, I'm only 20, I'm only 30, I'm only 40, I'm only 50 right now. You're gonna get older.
And you better take advantage of it when you in your 20s, so you don't have to worry about it when you're 70. Good Lord, let me worry about $1 when I'm 70. I better not be worried. I better be sitting up comfy under my palm tree, drinking my whatever. Anyway, guys, we did a little overtime. It's fine.
Yeah, we're not supposed to do overtime. Let's get out of here.
But it's a good subject. So, I'll just leave it at that.
Get a bank account. If you do not have a bank account, get a bank account. If you take nothing else, get a bank account. And if you don't have a budget, start budgeting.
All right. So we're going to close it out there. We will see you in the next one.
Hey.
Peace.
Peace.